On to the part of Jack Free. This time, we are going to essentially go through the fucking sewers. Yay, sewers. There's gonna be a few bits of going through these underground areas, and this is the first one. And they're all unique, they are all different, they are not like the same. At the same time, they're not really that much fun to get through. So this is going to be a pain in the ass. Now, there are some precursor orbs that I do end up missing here. I'm pretty sure I missed a few beforehand. Don't worry, we will get all of those in the end game. So, anything I've missed right now that you've noticed, I'll end up getting eventually, so don't worry. Right now, our focus is to get through the story because a lot of things are locked off and we want to get everything unlocked so we can actually get everything. And here's another elevator scene. You're going to be seeing those elevator scenes a lot. Even though Jack 1 and I believe Jack 2 never ever bothered with having cutscenes for the elevators. They just had you go on them, they went down, and then that was like a level load thing. Not here. Not here, because they separated everything. They separated the levels themselves, essentially, in a sense. You know? Just separate them from the cutscene. Anyway, this entire bit requires the board, which is fine. In order to get some of the precursor orbs, you are going to need the board, though, because there's going to be things like vents that shoot you up in the air when you're on the board. There's be railings you can grind on that you'll have to grind on. These bits of, like, fucking, like, pipes and such you can go through that are sort of like ramps and such you have to use with the fucking board. It's a lot of things where you need the board in order to traverse through the areas. And that is sort of how the sewers work now. It isn't so much like a usual sewer level, like in Jack 2. It's more like a skateboard sort of area. But there are parts where skateboards should not be used. There are parts where you're going to be doing some combat, and some platforming, and some shooting shit. But for the most part, you'll be on the board. And you'll be on the board in order to actually get yourself some of the stuff like precursor orbs and such that you need in order to essentially beat the game 100%. So, it's gonna be quite a ride. And here's one of those areas. You could use this jet right here, this fan, or you could just do this. Easy way to get with just doing that. Everything else not so much. And you get 2 precursor orbs out of it as well as some ammo. Now then, we need to use the board anyway to get across here because of the railings and such. But also there's a new thing here which is fans. I don't get the purpose of this. I don't know why there are fans in the water blowing things back when it's detected. I don't get that. I don't see the use of that. But it exists. And we have to destroy them in order to get forward. And now we're over here. In which I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the stuff over here for ammunition. And then I'm going to go all the way down to where we will start fighting a bunch of enemies. That by killing them all, some railings and such will lift up and allow us to continue on forward. And then we have to fight through a whole bunch of metalheads in order for us to get close to the end. See? It's pretty self-explanatory and fucking obvious. But at the same time, the very way this works, I don't get. It's kind of weird how this is supposed to work out. It doesn't make much sense, and it's not that useful. Also, these little whirlpools here are a little fun to get through, aren't they? Anyway, the main problem here is obviously just trying to get up to here. And once you're out of the water areas, it's pretty simple at that point. Once you get past the fans here, and you get yourself up to ground level, it's honestly much easier at that point. This pipe here, by the way, never lifts up. It has no purpose being there. It's just there. It's kind of a red herring, because you're thinking that by doing something, the rail will go up or something. You can use it to get up there much quicker, much easier. No. It has no tagging to it. It has no, like, target to it. So, it's just there. And you can grind it. But I don't know why you would want to. Your main way of getting up here is by going this way and taking care of all these enemies across this bridge. And, yeah, that's about it. Once you get up this waterfall, by the way, once you get up here, and get up to the left, you're done. You don't have to use the bow anymore at that point. At that point, you can just use your guns and shoot through a whole bunch of enemies in order to get yourself over to the exit. Now, of course, as you're doing this, you can probably hear or see some of these metalhead gems go off the side, and you're thinking, just go down and get them, right? You don't have to. Remember, there's no point in actually getting these metalhead gems anymore, because there are infinitely spawning spawn points of this shit now. From the very get-go, right here and now. So, there's no reason to worry about any of this shit. You will have enough. You'll have more than enough by the end of the game. Now then, more enemies around here. Just do some spin kick shooting and they'll be all dead. Again, your ricochet gun is overpowered as fuck. And now use your board to get these protocols over this side by grinding this rail, which I will fuck up on. Okay, here's me actually doing it for real. There you go. Get across from here, climb up these little stairs here, and eventually you'll find some crates here. Break the crates, get the precursor orbs, you're done. There's also some metalhead gems in case you need them. You might not. You probably will not. But there's a lot of them for you anyway. And now we can leave. This entire area has been 100%ed. We don't have to come back here ever again. It's not a joke. These areas are one-off goes, and they are made so that you can get every single thing here on the first go. As long as you know what to do, and for the most part, it just involves you using the board. So, if you see a rail, if you see a fan on the ground, 100% use the board, and it will take you to an area that will give you something. There's only one bit in these sort of areas where the game will fuck you, the game will trick you, and in that regard, I will let you know about that. As you can see, the cutscenes of him going up the elevator or him going down the elevator are very similar. So that's why I'm not really showing you them in the loud volume thing. And now we have 112 precursor orbs. Now, we are back here at the docks area of Haven City. But, first of all, there's a bike.
Try switching hover zones. Switching hover zones may help avoid traffic or ground obstacles.
I love how another one of those speaker boxes just comes in and phases through the existing one for no fucking reason. It's never happened before. It's usually the same speaker box no matter what. This time, though, that looks just awkward. Okay, so now we have blue Crimson Guards. So they're not Crimson Guards anymore, really, because they're not crimson, they're blue. But they are allies. Unless you maybe attack them, which they'll probably try to shoot you. But for the most part, they are allies. They are not here to kill you. And they say new stuff too, in case you want to hear that. But, yeah, now we're back here. More stuff's locked off for us. We can't progress through everything, as you can see there. because it kind of glitched a bit there, but yeah, that's a blocked door as well. I will go ahead and get you some more stuff, though. I will get you some more side missions and some more precursor orbs. I will begin of these jump cuts right now, like this one right here.
I bet you can't reach this spot in time. Good luck.
Yep. Just get good at the whole jumping thing.
Very nice. You own this town.
Done. Okay, there's a box right here that has precursor orb. I believe there's another precursor orb around here. Yeah, there we go, another box. And I believe there's another side mission we can do right now, which should be over on actually it's just this grind here that has a bunch of precursor orbs for us to get, which I will get right now. Okay, so after this you will actually get a mission. It is over by where Krew's bar is, but it has changed, so let's go see it, shall we?
Ah, the Naughty Ottsel. Honey, I'm home.
Jack, I never thought I'd see you again.
Torn? What are you doing to my place?
We needed a southern HQ for the war. Plus, I kinda like the sign with the Ottsel head outside.
Yeah, it's cool, huh?
We use it for target practice.
Hey!
Listen, I'm sorry we couldn't stop Count Viger. We all are.
We just saw Viger. He's trying to use precursor technology for something.
Figures. That guy always was one monk short of a choir. We have bigger problems now. Viger sent me on a suicide attack into the port, and we got cut off. Now we can't get back to Freedom HQ. Our forces are divided, and the KG and Metalhead fronts are squeezing us from both sides.
Never fear, the Trouble Twins are here.
Uh-oh. Speaking of trouble, we've got incoming blast bots from the KG City section. They're heading this way. Can you handle it, Jack?
Okay, so we got a little fear. But Jack is here.
Nice. So yeah, the Krimson Guard's still around. At least the robots are. And, they're still assholes. You know, the flying ones, the rolling ones. And of course, the fucking turret bastards that are our target here. There are 3 of them, and they must not arrive near the Naughty Ottsel, or else it's game over. So the goal here is to get up close to them and start blowing them up. Now, the best way of doing this is not using your yellow gun, even though you will obviously use like I am, but instead, use your blue gun. But do not use the new version of it, because as you can see, it is not doing that good. The blue laser gun thing might be good for, I don't know, taking care of a wide selection of enemies at like once, maybe, for like one little wave of it. But it is worthless. It is going to waste more ammo than you should by doing this. And it is slower than doing it, because the actual hitting point of it is slower. Whereas, if you use your regular version of it, your first version of the blue gun, essentially it will be fast enough and every hit will count directly. So, this can be a thing. See? And these guys take a lot of hits, so it's greatly useful. And every time you destroy these fuckers, they leave ammo for you. So, use that. If you're low on ammo, get the ammo back by destroying these assholes. Just don't die. And there you go. Done. Easy mission, really.
Great shooting, Jack. It's nice to have you back. Come back to the Naughty Ottsel and let's talk about how we're gonna get our butts out of this mess.
Alright. Well, first of all, there is a precursor over here that I missed. There you go. And now we'll go to Naughty Ottsel and do another mission with Torn.
Ashlyn, this is Torn. Jack's back in the city.
Jack? I knew I could count on you.
That new KG leader's probably pissing in his... Wait, someone's jamming the signal. I think...
Errol.
I live! Still fighting for the weak link, Jack? Well, I've had a few enhancements since we last met. Even the metalheads have their biological weakness. But me? I'm pure metal. I'd love to meet you again. We must unite our forces or we're through. You've got to reach us, Jack.
We need you to break through and link up with us before it's too late. The KG robots are growing stronger. That floating war factory of theirs is spitting out more robots every day.
We need to assault the KG front. If we can break through their defenses, we may be able to get back to HQ and link up. Care to make some noise, Jack?
We're always up for a little rumble. Hey, Dax?
Fish in a barrel, baby. Fish in a barrel.
Man, Cortex's technology was much better than this shit, huh? At least you can actually see the color on their faces. Anyway, this one's interesting. It's a unique mission. It's also a Daxter mission, which is interesting. Even though you won't really play as that too much because it's mostly just for this.
I'll handle this.
You're not playing as Daxter, it's just a rocket, really. So, all we have to do here is go to these waypoints. Yeah, he was saying something, Torm was saying something, but fuck him, because all you have to do here is go to these waypoints. Do not hit any walls, and that's it. That's it. There's no timer. There's no risk. There's no enemies that will shoot at you. There's only these mines, which are easy to avoid, and only appear in the water. The main risk, though, is maneuvering, because you don't turn tight. You kind of turn in like a curve. So because of this, it makes it hard for you to actually, like, make tight turns. So you're going to need to know pretty much the best path of handling this. And sometimes it is better to just go around into a circle and then sort of, like, realign yourself at best in order to avoid getting fucked. Don't take the risk, because the risk is honestly sometimes not even worth taking. Eventually, though, you will end up having to go to the, I believe, right side of the port, in which there is a barricade. This is not where you destroy it by getting a key or something. This is where you just blow up a fucking rocket, like so. And there you go. So now we can actually get inside of here into the Krimson Guard sort of area. We're back here now at least, so more of the actual area is now unlocked to us. Otherwise, this would have been the port, and that wouldn't have been much. Okay, so in here there'll be a bunch of robots trying to attack us. No actual Krimson Guards. Again, the Krimson Guards have changed, but the robots have not been reprogrammed. They are still Errol's in a sense, which, by the way, Errol's back. He's not dead. I mean, he did explode to all of that dark eco and, you know, that explosion in his car and such, you know. But he's not dead. He's still around. Also this.
Here's another get-to challenge. Time's counting.
Okay, so this one's caused me to go ahead and grind on that rail. However, we have to know where to go. As you can see, I'm going the wrong way. Nice. I am instead going the direction of Vin's lab.
Jack, get a map, man.
Get a map. Fuck you, Torn. Okay, so all I have to do is go up this way, and it's to our left. See? Also, the cursor up to our right as well. Same thing.
You're looking like the hero I remember.
Uh-huh. And there's also this mission here.
Here's another great place to evaluate the performance of the jet board. Try to get enough points here as well.
Yep. It's just the score challenge from Jak 2. Except, the game is a lot more forgiving on how you get points now. Not only is there a lot more to actually utilize here, but just doing this sort of shit will get you thousands of points. In Jak 2, these tricks were a lot more stingy in that you would barely get these kind of points unless you do it in a combo and such. You don't have to be in a combo at all. You can just keep doing this, and you will always get points out of it. So yeah, they made the whole sorry, they made the whole scoring thing of the jet board a lot more easier here than they did in Jak 2. So even if you were absolute shit in the scoring thing for Jak 2, even if you could not get the gold in that one, you have no excuse of not getting the gold in this one. You could get up to 100,000 easily by doing this. It is that easy. And because of that, it's an easy gold right off the bat for you right here.
Wow, you can really tear up the concrete with that baby. Good work.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna go ahead and show the rest of the precursor orbs that are around here, which require you to go up these pipes and such, and we find some boxes to break. Anyway, the main thing of this one is that the robots are still here. They're still gonna kill you. I believe they're still controlled by Errol, even though he's supposed to be dead, but somehow he's not, and he has technology in his head and all. So now he's sort of a robot. That's great. There you go, that. And there's a lot of precursors around here, as well as some side missions to do, but for the most part, our main thing here is to just go back to the port and do some more side missions.
Jack, Daxter, I need you to practice driving that missile in case we need to use it ever again. Hop on it and collect all the tokens before time runs out.
They're called tokens for some reason. But yeah, it's just this again. It's the hard version of it. Immediately, we're getting the hard version. So, this one is kind of harder. It's a lot more unforgiving on the placement. It's in more tight spots in some cases, like the bridge here and such. It's not too tight, not too problematic. It's still easy. You just have to know, you know, not to be too cocky, because sometimes it's better to take the long way around than the short way. The hardest part about this is the timer.
You're braver than I thought, Daxter.
The hardest part about this is the timer, and even then the timer is still forgiving. You have a lot of time to do this, a lot more time than you need. So, yeah, your main risk is the actual obstacles. The timer is not a risk at all, and your target ends right here in this fucking rubble here. There you go.
Very nice driving, Daxter. Jack must be wearing off on you.
And now we're gonna go ahead and do some gun training over here. Why not? Let's see what we got here.
Daxter, you're back! Oh, did that mean old desert burn your itty-bitty paws?
Hey, Test Baby, don't crush the merchandise. How's biz?
I'm designing new guns to help out the war effort.
You make guns now?
Yeah, I just finished this new gun. It sports a multi-port, large-bore Jarrah Burster launcher with blowback breach assist, using full-jacket, eco-depleted armor-piercing slugs, and a continuous kill zone scanner for tight groupings at a high cycle rate of fire. It's a hobby. Not so fast. First, you have to prove you can protect my little schnookums in the new gun course.
So yeah, Tess is still here, and she is going to give us the gun courses from now on, which she has modified. She kind of either made these more easier than the last time, or because we have this fucking gun now, they are ultimately more easy to do. You can get the gold here in your first go without even thinking about it, by simply spin kicking and using the ricochet version of it. Sure, you'll probably hit some pedestrians and lose some points, but you will not miss any targets by layering the entire fucking room in bullets. And because of that and how many targets there are, basically you will get the gold no matter what if you just do this. Usually, the bullets will not directly go for a pedestrian if they're bouncing around. They will almost always go for the crimson targets. Or the gold targets. Which they will will pretty much always go for those targets anyway. So you can just stand there and just keep spin kick shooting constantly without fucking stopping. And not only will you reach the goal, which is 10,000, but you will get the bronze, you will get the silver, and you will get the gold. It is that easy. So yeah, that's it. Welcome to literally the first gun course of Jack Free. Welcome to the easiest gun course of Jack Free. You will not struggle on this one. The gun courses in Jack Free are a lot more easier than Jack 2's. And I really doubt you could fail and gain the gold here, let alone the silver. Alright? You will most likely get the silver no matter what. The gold, you would have to be unlucky not to get the fucking gold here. See me at the ricochet always going for the red, not the pedestrians? Yeah, that's why you're not going to lose the gold here. You will get the fucking thing no matter what.
Not bad shooting, Jack. For a guy. Now, I want you to protect my little baby with this, or else I'll hunt you down and hurt you real bad. Okay?
Wow! I didn't know you had so much.
So yeah, more character on test being, shown, and she gave us the Jarrah Burster, which is our last leveling for the other gun, because there are only 3 levels in total for each gun. It brings out a turret that will spray everywhere. It does have a use, eventually. Don't use it right now, though, for a while. Just pretend it doesn't exist. Your second version of this gun is better. And, yes, you can upgrade it for the duration, which will make it go on longer. Which you'll need. Okay, so now it's time to do some more side missions, get some more precursor orbs, do a cutscene, then we can end it here.
Do you remember the city, Jack? Find this spot before time runs out for a prize.
I should have seen there's no Naughty Ottsel over there, but I didn't, and I went this way because I thought it was this way. It's not. So my bad. But I know where it is after this, so don't worry. See? I realized.
Bad luck, man. You need to learn the city layout better. Wanna try again?
Shut up, Torn. Anyway, now we'll go ahead and get this finally, which is right behind me. So, yeah, just use your board.
Good work. You haven't lost it.
And now this one.
Here's another Get 2 challenge. Time's counting.
Again, use the board on the jet thing there to get up there. Pretty simple. There you go.
Good work. You're looking like the hero I remember.
And now it's time for the cutscene. Back at the Naughty Ottsel. Let's see what Torn wants.
We've got some KG defenses we need eliminated. Super range sniper cannons are keeping our men pinned down. Jack, you need to find those hidden cannons and take them out. There's sure to be an enemy counterattack when they see what you're up to, so watch out. You know the routine.
Yeah, we do all the work. You get all the credit.
Ha! So, next time, we will be going through and we will be taking care of some more enemies. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.